And we welcome you to this edition of the 2024 NFHL Fall Championships for field hockey from the Virginia Beach Regional Training Center. Our game today brought to you by Virginia Beach, Penn Monto, Pain and Gain on Cova Sports TV, as well as Harrow. Alongside Jack Lowe, I'm Matt Hatfield as we are underway with our championship match, which features Michigan coming in to Pool D play at 3-0-1, taking on Virginia, which entered at 4-0. Earlier today, Virginia shutting out Penn State 1-0 in the semifinals. Michigan blanking Virginia Tech in the semifinals, as it's Virginia on the screen going from left to right in the white unis with the blue numerals, Michigan with the dark jerseys and the gold numerals. And this matchup here going to crown a champion. Jack, this should be a compelling battle today, as so far UVA has been able to stymie all of its opponents in terms of goals scored. They have been putting them up quite a bit here throughout this event. Meanwhile, Michigan also no stranger to scoring, as they had a 5-goal performance in one of its big wins, 4 against Alabama, 5 against Temple. So both teams are clicking on all cylinders. This could be a fun one.
Yes, it should be. I recently called the Virginia-Penn State game, and definitely a name to watch out for is Tegan Ryan, one of the guys for the Virginia club field hockey team, who is all over the place. The amount of speed he has and the amount of skill he has with the dribbling as well. He had a couple times he's dribbling the stick up and down like this. I mean, it was incredible by him. But they kind of lacked a little bit defensively. They didn't give up any goals, but they had a lot of close calls, so that's something that Michigan's going to have to take over.
So we'll tell you about the rosters for both teams here momentarily, as someone will walk out of here victorious as the champion for this event at the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. Again, Virginia Beach, live the life. You see the motto on our screen here as we bring you this matchup between the Wolverines and the Cavaliers. Again, Michigan, in terms of its performances to get to this point in the event, beating UNC Wilmington 3-0 on Friday, also shooting at Alabama 4-0. Then they took down Temple on Saturday 5-0. Followed it up with a 1-1 draw with Penn State. As for UVA, getting to this point in the event by doubling up Virginia Tech 2-1, then shutting out Northeastern 2-0, blanking St. Joseph's 10-0, and their biggest output, a 6-0 shutout of Georgetown and a 1-0 win over Penn State in the semifinals. As we see Michigan now with possession, trying to get to the attacking third. Working it for them right there on your screen is number 20, Lucas Tussle. And good feed there from about 1/3 of the way out. And that's going to be away from the net and out of play. So let's tell you the roster for UVA, and then we'll give you the names for Michigan in just a moment. Their goalies, they have 3: Eleanor Buchanan, Sophia Decker, Sophia Lee. Number 1, Allison Kapka. Number 2, Tegan Ryan. Number 3, Macy Bush. Number 4, midfielder Danielle Mack. They also have a number 4 that's a defender, and Maya Maloney. Number 5, Lily Krikorian, a name that we've watched here on Cova Sports TV in the past when she played in Newport News, her high school field hockey. That's the daughter of Christopher Newport University men's basketball coach John Krikorian. Number 7, Lila Kim. Number 7, midfielder Muir Kingsley. Number 8, Taylor Kaminer. 12, Natalie Holt. 14, Ella Okabe. 15, Cecilia Fogarty. 16, Nora Collinsworth. Ashley Kennedy Downing. Number 17, Taylor Kraftchick. Number 19, 20, Elizabeth Hunter. Reed Soyster Hines wearing 24. Meredith Spolark wearing 34. Joaquin Cadillo wearing 54. And Matt O'Connor is your director of sports programs for the University of Virginia. And Jack, get the folks caught up on some of the rules and requirements for this tournament. It's not the same for all different levels of field hockey, and the NFHL has its own customary set of circumstances.
Yeah, that's something very unique when you see with field hockey. You see the high school field hockey, you see club field hockey, and then college club. They're all over the place, whether it's halves, whether it's quarters. But for this game right here, it looks like we will be playing 15-minute quarters, I believe. Yes, playoff finals, 15-minute quarters, 2 minutes between quarters, and a 10-minute halftime. There will be overtime, say it is tied up. During the playoff games, we've been playing 23-minute halves, so sorry for any confusion about that. We were kind of getting that straight as we went on the air. But no, this will be 4 15-minute quarters. And so the teams have been playing since Friday. They've been playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They battled, so in those first couple of days, they battled to decide which tournament to get in. The Challengers Cup is the lower level. The cup that we're watching here now are the teams that made it in the top half. They made that tournament, so they've all been playing today, and they've all been playing single elimination. Michigan just beat Virginia Tech to make it here. Virginia beat Penn State to make it into the championship game. And also, all players obviously must be registered with teams. Captains must check in online. These are obviously doesn't matter much for people listening at home, but just going through some other stuff. And for the points, as far as the regular season went, it was 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss. So that's how kind of both of these teams made it here today.
Michigan stretching it out here to the near side. Saneed Maloney getting to it now inside the attacking third, trying to get some room to operate against this UVA defense. Cavaliers digging it out there along the end line and out of play. They knock it. Let's give you the Michigan roster. Goalkeeper Helen Schmitter. Number 2, Hannah Bienkowski. Number 4, Madeline Elise. 5, Nicole Nielsen. 6, Abigail Coscarelli. 8, Landon Rimacombe. 9, Mia Gaspar. 10, Margaret Wozniak. 14, Kiana Patel. 15, Joyce Caffey. 16, Kate Meter. 17, Adele Jones. 18, Constantine Gebhard. 19, Shandon Pathuri. 20, Lucas Kassel, who we just mentioned. 22, Saneed Malani. 23, Quinn Hurley. 24, Emma Brandemart. Alana White wearing number 25, and Annie Wang rounding out the roster that's been supplied to us wearing 26. So if there's any mishaps, we do apologize, but we thank the folks from NFHL for passing those on to us so we can distribute them out to all of you out there watching on our Cova Sports TV YouTube channel. That one's going to be hit out of bounds here as we tick under 8 minutes to go in this opening period. Both teams sort of in that filling out process still here, Jack, as it's their first encounter in the event this weekend. Sometimes you'll get a tournament where you have 4 or 5 games and the team will see each other again in a rematch situation in a semifinal or championship, but this is the first encounter between UVA and Michigan this weekend in an event that started up on Friday. Michigan now advancing and trying to get it past midfield. Losing the handle, though, was Kate Meter, allowing UVA able to regain possession along the end line, and that's going to be controlled by Ashley Kennedy, who hits it, but Michigan able to get to it, and now they're trying to play some keep away from the Cavaliers.
Yeah, definitely interesting what you talked about with the first meeting. There's 12 teams overall between the Challengers Cup and this Cup that a lot of them played each other Friday and Saturday, and now obviously in the playoffs today. It's very odd that you don't see them meeting each other till the championship game, but I guess that's the way it works also. Think about it for Michigan. They traveled a long ways to be here this weekend to get to play here at the Regional Training Center. I know they've got to love it, but man, you got to think that Virginia has at least a little bit of an advantage because both teams are probably tired, but Michigan, you traveled all that way and you jumped straight into playing. I think they got here Thursday night. You jumped straight into playing. You're playing every day, multiple games every day. You got to think there's got to be some jet lag there.
It's 11 hours and 2 minutes, 719.1 miles to get from Ann Arbor, University of Michigan, to the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, and here at the Regional Training Center, where there are so many outstanding field hockgy events from high school to college, pro, and international events. Well, you know, it's a lot quicker through airfare going by plane. But right now, Michigan trying to draw first blood and strike in this matchup. And as you mentioned, the Challenge Cup, which you can also find these results on the Turning Machine app. Go check out more on the website for National Field Hockey League at nationalfieldhockeyleague.com. I'm looking at the Final Four for the Cup. In the Challenge Cup, you had Miami beating Liberty 3-0 to reach the championship that's going on Field 2, which you can see behind the background, and Miami taking on Delaware, which was able to edge James Madison 1-0 after JMU had beaten George Washington 3-0 in the quarterfinals, and Liberty was able to escape against Tennessee 1-0 in its quarterfinal matchup, as Michigan is trying to get a quality look here. We've yet to get a penalty corner in this opening frame, as both teams continue to try to see if they can draw a mismatch that they can exploit.
Yeah, and also in that Challengers Cup, I want to make a note on Miami, who, by the way, that game just started. If you want to check it out, also right here on Cova Sports TV, streaming at the same time. You can watch it. Just went live now. Miami was all over Liberty in that game. I saw a lot of that game out there on the field, and I mean, 3-0. Liberty never really stood a chance. Miami really dominated the time of possession. If I'm Tennessee, I'm a little worried about that.
Joaquin Cadillo, he's got some room to maneuver, but he ends up getting stuck with 2 defenders. Shade it over and now gets rid of it. Now Virginia trying to advance into the shooter circle area, but this time it's going to be off the foot, and now Virginia gets a chance to reset things and recalibrate its attack from the side as it'll be put in by Natalie Holt. Actually should set it down for her teammate and Ashley Kennedy, rather, to initiate this opportunity. Kennedy pulls it out just inside of midfield. Virginia has that one hop off the stick. Looks like that one off the stick of Landon Brimacombe of Michigan. Now the Wolverines look to get something working with Konstantin Gebhardt. Approaching 4 minutes to go in this opening period. Glad you are with us. Virginia now able to dig it out from its own attacking third area and get it up ahead. Now it's hauled in by Michigan with Sinead Maloney. Come the Wolverines as they escape by Cadillo on the far side. Taking a tumble there for Virginia was Kingsley Moore, the midfielder for UVA, but Virginia now has possession as they try to get it working with numbers here. That one just too far ahead of Virginia's handler and Taylor Kaminer.
Beautiful day at the Sportsplex here today. We're at a crisp 60 degrees. I'll tell you, because the early games, it was really chilly coming in here, about 40 degrees for those first set of games. The sun has come out now. It's now 60 degrees, and you couldn't ask for better weather for the championship game.
Yeah, great weather conditions here on this particular Sunday in the month of November. We've had some really frigid days the last couple of days in Hampton Roads.
Next week Sunday is going to be very freezing from what I've seen.
Doesn't look like there's any rain in the forecast until Thanksgiving Day here.
Of course.
In the 757 area code, but temperatures in the 60s this week, and it'll get up to about 65, I think, is the high today. And right now, the conditions not affecting either squad, as it's going to be Michigan trying to keep Virginia from getting back into its territory. They do hit it up ahead here now, working the far sideline, not getting a lot of room to budge, as the Wolverines are well positioned defensively. You see there in front of your screen defenders like number 24 and Emma Brandemart and number 9 Mia Gaspar that are making it hard for UVA to advance into a position where they can get a shot on goal.
And by the way, another interesting rule about this tournament, if you may have noticed or heard some of the names, there are male players in this too. It's not all females. And coaches from each team must meet before the game to determine how many males are allowed on the field at a time. It's got to be the same for each team. So I believe for this game, and what it's been, basically the standard has been for every game this tournament, the most on the field is 2 males per side in the game. Can't have any more, and if you can't have any less as well. So that's another interesting rule of this tournament.
Well, here's Michigan with possession along the near sideline. That's number 22 for them, and Sinead Maloney. And it looks like we're going to get our first corner of the game as it comes up with just a little under 1:40 to go in our first frame. So we'll see if this can translate into the ice being broken.
This is how Virginia scored against Penn State, the sole goal. It was only a 1-0 game against them, and it came off of a corner.
So the one that will start this for Virginia is number 12, Natalie Holt, a name we've called out a few different times in this first quarter. Number 17, Ashley Kennedy, getting into the middle of your screen here as they realign. Here's Holt, gets it in. Cadillo's got it. Joaquin Cadillo going to chip that one through, and it's going to go back the other direction to Michigan as we hit under a minute to go in our first quarter. So we told you about Virginia's results and getting to this point in the event. And you look at just the scores, not surrendering, but just one goal, which came to Virginia Tech. The other victories they've had, shutouts of Northeastern, St. Joseph's, Georgetown, and Penn State. Used to playing games close to the vest. In Michigan's case, shutting out Wilmington, Alabama, Temple, had the one draw with Penn State, and then shutting out Virginia Tech. So neither team has given up more than a goal. This could be one of those matchups where the defense controls the flow for much of the day as we hit our final 20 seconds of the period.
It'd be just like Virginia basketball, huh? Embrace the pace.
Somewhat. Final few seconds for Michigan, and time will run out before they can get a real good whack at it with Landon Brimacombe. So actually it looks like the official's going to signal for a corner as we hit the end of the period.
Good opportunity.
So just when we thought the quarter was over, Michigan will get one chance here to break the scoreless battle. As you see the signage, the governing body for USA Collegiate Club Field Hockey, the National Field Hockey League, on this gorgeous sunny Sunday in November, the final one of November 2024. We greet you here 4 days before Thanksgiving on Cova Sports TV. Trying to slide one through there for Michigan was Landon Burmacombe, but we've reached the end of one quarter of play, so we'll take a quick timeout. Scoreless between Michigan and UVA in this NFHL championship. We'll be back with the second period after we hear from Chichos.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
It's the 2024 NFHL Fall Championship from the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. Scoreless through one quarter of play. 15 minutes to go here in this second period with Jack Lowe. I'm Matt Hatfield, and we thank some of the sponsors making it possible for us to bring you this live broadcast, also available archived and on demand through our Cova Sports TV YouTube channel, and one of those being John's Tax Services.
That's right. John's Tax Services is a proud community supporter of local youth sports, providing tax preparation and retirement planning services. John's Tax Service and JPM Financial Services have been serving all of Hampton Roads for over 20 years, Matt. We're the best, thanks to you, John's Tax Service.
A good place to keep in mind as we get closer to the spring. It'll be here before you know it.
Right.
When it's tax time, get those taxes done.
I got to actually deal with it now.
Pay them a visit, and they'll take care of you. Tell them the folks at Cova Sports TV referred you over. You see some of the other signages like Pain and Gain in black as these athletes are battling here on the turf at the Regional Training Center. Michigan, if you're just joining us, in the dark unis with the gold numerals. Virginia in the white jerseys with the orange and blue, their customary colors, as this one will roll out of play. One penalty corner for each side in our opening frame, as both teams come in having allowed just one goal on the season. And really the field position has been evenly matched so far, Jack. Both teams have had opportunities, but it's been played pretty much between the 30s for much of this one. Yeah,
lots and lots of defense, as we've seen. As you said, only one corner for each side. There really has not been that many opportunities in the circle at all. I feel like I can only count maybe a minute of time in the circle for each team, if that. Lots of action in the middle of the field, and teams are kind of playing very not aggressive, the opposite of aggressive, whatever that antonym is, but they're trying not to give up a goal. They're not as much going for a goal. They're playing a lot of defense. Yeah, pretty conservative so far, and keeping it close to the vest as they still fill each other out. And we'll see if maybe one of those leading passes can get a run out for one of these two teams, as Michigan's got possession now. They make the feed over to number 16 and Kate Meter. Wolverines now starting to really spread it out and see if they can catch somebody out of position for Virginia defensively, but Cavaliers reclaim possession as they move it
into enemy territory on this pass that goes off the mark, and now Michigan has it back with a little under 13 minutes to go in the half. It'll be sending it into play Joyce Caffey for the Wolverines as she'll try to change some field position up and go towards the far side as Michigan looks to navigate in this direction. It was going to be intercepted for a second, almost taken by Virginia with Taylor Krafik. Wolverines now around midfield. Got a lot of room to maneuver here. Now a trio of defenders squeezed down on that area to attack Michigan, working from the near side in that corner area. Now they'll see if they can slowly work their way in towards a shot at a goal. It'll be passed, a little nifty short pass from Gebhardt, and that one going off the mark to the near post side and out of play.
Out of all that time possession, there's not been much of it, but Michigan coming out hot in this early second quarter, definitely dominating the time possession. Just got their opportunity in the circle and got off a shot, unfortunately missed. But even in the first period, they had a tad little bit of more possession than UVA, I'd say. They had the one opportunity that got blown dead, but Michigan definitely, they had a good talking to in the intermission, and they're looking a little better offensively here. We'll see how UVA can counter.
Of all the games played here in the 2024 NFHL Fall Championships, believe it or not, there's only been, from what I can count here, and we're looking at upwards, Jack, of 45 games. I think 46 total when you count this championship. Wow. I think there's only been one game where the losing team scored 2 goals or more, and that was the game yesterday on the soccer complex, Field 6, where UMass Amherst doubled up St. Joseph's 4-2. So generally, if you get that first goal, no matter when it comes, your odds or percentages, if you were to take almost like a probability look at it, you would feel like it's well above 50% and probably into the high 70s, 80% chance of winning. Now, at this point, both teams probably feeling like their best chance to get on the board is going to be through a penalty corner, or if they just get a total leak out through transition and they have numbers where the other team is not back set up. But the way these two teams have been able to stay connected on defense, that seems unlikely that we'll get that at any point unless there's just a total breakdown in the second half. And they're diving for it and almost losing the stick for UVA was number 1, Allison Kapka. We've called out her name a couple of different instances in this first half.
Michigan getting another insert here. We'll see if they'll keep dominating this time in possession. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter.
It was Lucas Consul that started that, and now the Wolverines trying to get towards the net, and then it ends up resulting in Virginia.
They chipped that high.
Very high, and now Michigan tries to get back on the other side of the 50 and stay there for more than a minute or two. Virginia making it difficult. You see some of the splashes coming up from the turf as it was watered nicely here before this match, keeping that surface so well and intact, spongy if you will. Michigan really sharing it well as Consul passes it to the far side of the field along the sideline. Now they look to dribble up ahead with Gebhard. Konstantin Gebhard. Now a couple of defenders looking to squeeze down on Michigan's handler. They try to get it back to Gebhard, and that one's going to sail out of play where Virginia will grab it with Taylor Krafik.
Yeah, Wolverines had very good ball movement in that possession. You could see them kind of resetting themselves back out of the circle a little bit, going a little back and forth, getting their offense set up. And then once they got to the circle, really threatened with the dribbling there on the far side. Didn't get a good shot attempt out, though. But you could see the ball movement. You could see the chemistry is there. They can't be too far away from a very good shot on goal.
Right here along the sideline with the coaching staffs and the benches, Michigan will take it with just over 8 minutes to go in our half. You see a trio of subs getting ready to come in for the Wolverines, including the likes of Kiana Patel, number 14, and Emma Brandemart, number 24. There's a swipe from UVA as they are able to get possession back. Looks like that was number 5, Lily Krikorian. We highlighted from her high school career, pretty decorated career she had. She played at both Warwick and Menchville High School. Finished up there at Menchville, class of 2024 standout.
We've seen a lot of people come out of that peninsula kind of district. Obviously, one of the main ones around here is the Beach District. Has always been very good with teams like Cox, First Colonial, list goes on, Kellam. But we've also seen a lot of people come out of that peninsula just in the state championships this year. Multiple teams like Pocosin and Tab over there are all getting into the championships very constantly. And you're seeing more and more of those high school players getting to play at the next level, so it's good to see.
Yeah, always good for some of the athletes that are homegrown here from the Tidewater area, return to play in different events, whether it be through USA Field Hockey, this NFHL event. Just recently, Nansman River, the championship triumph against First Colonial, as you mentioned.
I assume you know that was their first ever championship in anything. They never won one in any sport, so that was an amazing moment, is what I've been told.
No, that's actually not the case. They actually won a couple basketball titles back in the 1990s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so.
Well, their first field hockey title.
First field hockey
big
title,
deal for
yeah.
Coach Dees over there.
Yep, actually won Group AA state titles in 1992 and 95 in hoops, but for field hockey, it's a big deal for Coach Alley and those ladies, yes, for sure, to see them celebrate that after being so close a year ago. And as you mentioned, First Colonial, Cox, just the tradition of teams around this part.
The Beach has always been very good. Very good field hockey.
Absolutely, just been tremendous, top notches. There's one of the signs going down as one of the fans trying to help get the ball into play. Fortunately, the guy over there that was helping out did not tumble over the fence. That could have been bad, but with a little over 6 minutes to go in our first half, it still is scoreless between Virginia and Michigan in this championship match. There's a Cavaliers player going down, losing her stick. That's number 34 for UVA. He was able to pop back up, Meredith Spolaric. Michigan's got a chance, though, to get on the run in transition. One of their few opportunities to do so, but good defense to recover for Virginia. As you see, they were able to cut off the pathway for Lucas Castle. Lucas has been one of those main instrumental pieces to get their attack going. Now just inside the shooter circle area, chance for Michigan, but they lost the handle with Kiana Patel, who just checked in moments ago.
A good defensive save by the University of Virginia there. That was probably one of the more threatening as well. They were right by the goal in the circle there, and they're going to lose it here. So Michigan's going to get very good position to try and re-counter here.
Yeah, Michigan with a much more patient, deliberate attack right now than what UVA has displayed, which is trying to get one of those steal and go runouts to get on the board here first. There's a double team, though, as they're able to sandwich the Michigan handler there. Looks like that's Hannah Biankowski with nowhere to budge. Actually, check that. It's going to be rather not Biankowski, another individual for the Wolverines. Rather, it was number 23, Quinn Hurley, that was tied up there in that corner area. As now Virginia gets possession and tries to use some clock to shift field position.
Yeah, Virginia, their offense definitely trying to go much faster pace than Michigan. They just haven't had many attacks at all. So it's only so much that we can use to judge, but they've got to get something going offensively here. They've been playing that defense. Eventually, if they're going to be stuck in their own circle, one's going to go in, whether it's luck or skill or not. They're going to Michigan will get one to fall, and they've got to get out of their own circle.
Also, they have spring championships here with the NFHL, in addition to fall events. And the 2023 NFHL Fall Championships, for those that wonder about how that played out a year ago.
You were on the call last year, weren't you?
Yeah, last year here for the Fall Championships. Going back to it, it was Duke outlasting Virginia Tech 4-3 to take the crown. Virginia Tech actually beat UVA 1-0 in the semis after Duke had ousted UConn 4-0 in the semis. UConn getting there after blanking Penn State 1-0 in the quarters, and Virginia getting to the Final Four of the event following a 3-1 win over UNC Chapel Hill. But Duke able to get it done. So it could be another ACC school taking home the championship today if Virginia is able to hold off Michigan, known for its performance in so many sports out of the Big Ten, as there's a high arcing chip that's going to take a couple of hops and it will sail out of play. with a good smattering of folks watching along that far fence side here at the training center. Great to see all the fans in attendance, young and old, enjoying the action on this 60-degree Sunday in November as Michigan tries to work the far sideline, but it's going to be another intercept until the Wolverines poke at it there to slow some of the progress of Virginia. And then another UVA player taking a spill as Michigan's physicality is starting to pick up a bit as well.
Absolutely. And on the comment of Duke you made, I'm kind of surprised we didn't see them later in this tournament. They got eliminated early in the quarterfinals. This morning game started at 7:30. That's when it was really chilly outside. They lost to Penn State, which was really surprising. And also what was surprising about that, as well as this entire bracket, Virginia Tech also upset Maryland. That was a 3-6 game. So a couple of upsets early, as well as in the other bracket. There was one as well with Tennessee beating Liberty. But I was just surprised not to see Duke make as much of a run because Duke, we've seen them a couple years in a row now be able to make deep runs into these college club finals. And normally you see them along with UVA and Virginia Tech. The ACC has a great tradition, not only college club, but on the Division I college level. The ACC has such a great tradition of field hockey, UNC being one of them as well. Surprised we didn't see them as much late.
That's a great observation, Jack, because you don't usually see 3 and 4 seeds both go out in a bracket like that where a 5 and 6 get to the Final Four round. But we are here with the top 2 seeds in UVA and Michigan playing for the championship. We're down to our final 85 seconds of this half as the Wolverines trot out to the out-of-bounds area with Annie Wang getting to it as they'll look to use this clock up and not have any miscue that allows Virginia to gain momentum and strike first before we hit intermission.
If you're Virginia here, I mean, you have a minute. I doubt they get any serious time in the circle. You just got to get rid of it. Don't let Michigan get any chance because they've already gotten pretty close. You just want to play around that midfield, make sure they don't get another good possession.
Cavaliers have possession again now as they try to go wide.
Be careful with those passes deep in your own end too, because I've seen those end disastrously for multiple teams already today. Virginia actually taking advantage of one. They didn't score, but they were very close on one against Penn State.
Meredith Spolarik was trying to get open and find some daylight. There's Spolarik again in the middle of your screen. She's got possession.
Here's a chance.
And that one's going to dribble away with 15 ticks to go in our half. You see the Go CoastGuard.com sign. We'll be hearing from Coast Guard and others coming up at our halftime break. But we'll go to the break scoreless between Michigan and UVA. Who will strike first? This will not end in a draw. Someone will walk out of here victorious in 2024 NFHL champions. Virginia Beach lived the life. We've got a halftime break of just a little more than 9 minutes, and Jack Lowe and I will come back here. Matt Hatfield talking to you from the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. Let's now hear this from Rush.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk.
Usually it's Hatfield. That's why I try to tell everybody, get on Hatfield. He is the legal scribe, the talking head that knows all this, puts the whammies on. We do things different on this podcast. That's why we're rated number 3 in the state.
You got Play-Doh? Get out of here! We got people all over the globe watching with us. Sitting in a phone booth with you would be very...
well, no, we got to have your own phone booth. I'm not sitting in no phone booth with you.
It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk here on Cove Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
Back here as the third period is underway. Only missed a couple of seconds, folks, as Virginia and Michigan are squaring off in this 2024 NFHL championship matchup alongside Jack Lowe. I am Matt Hatfield. Somebody going to finish this event without taking a defeat. There was a draw for one of these two teams with Michigan and UVA coming in today. That draw with Michigan tied up with Penn State, 1-1 on Saturday. UVA trying to conclude this event with an unbeaten record, as we are here talking to you from the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. And one of those proud partners with our events, Jack, is Vault Athletics and Fitness.
That's right. The Vault Fitness facility in Hampton Roads is 13,000 square feet facility located in the Hilltop section of Virginia Beach. We specialize in youth athlete development, personal training, small group training, and specialty fitness classics. Vault Athletics and Fitness.
So good to hear about that. And you can find Vault Athletics on the web at vaultathleticsandfitness.com.
Where else would you want to train? Look at that commercial, the hard work going into the athletes, all the resources they need.
Great conditioning there as it's Virginia working it for this second half. They're going to be moving from right to left on your screen in the white unis with the orange numerals. Michigan with the dark blue jerseys and the gold numerals. Wolverines starting here from the near side. You see the horn there on the table. Have you ever used the horn here at the Plex?
I have not.
Never used the
but
horn?
Anytime I'm filming down there or just down there in general, it scares me every time. Makes me jump every time.
I wish I had a horn on our Saturday program, which you saw a commercial a while ago on 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Anytime Coach Young says something, I can just blow the horn and get him to shut up. But I don't unfortunately have one of those blowhorns. I'll have to see if Chuck and Nick and the gang can loan me one as Michigan tries to get on the board here first. They move it into the other side of the 50, but Virginia able to take it away. Look at the awareness by one of the Cavaliers. We don't have a number for that individual, that young fella.
We don't have the name, but he played extremely well against Penn State, probably the best player for the Cavaliers.
Might be one of the blank numbers on our roster.
That's
it could be Mark Maloney. And we're going to guess it's Mark Maloney.
So Mark Maloney, by the way, so just a comment on him. He was probably the best Cavalier on the field in that Penn State game. He's the one, I got him mixed up with Teagan because I knew he was a male, but I didn't know the number. So he's the one who's dribbling all over the place, flying all over the field. He was very good for UVA, so look out for him, the one without a number.
Well, Michigan going to try to keep him at bay as they slowly move it into the other side of the 50, and that's been their approach for much of this half, is to use the deliberate attack. Now Cadillo's got it for UVA. Joaquin Cadillo trying to escape the defensive pressure that's being applied by the Wolverines with Elena White. White's got Cadillo bottled up and did a good job to stay down on that sequence for UVA. Wolverines so far in this event getting here without a blemish. We mentioned the draw with Penn State, but they've been able to win a couple of low-scoring games, including 1-0 over Virginia Tech in the semifinals. But right now, not getting as many great opportunities in the attacking third. They've had one corner today, and now the Wolverines have got it from the wing area, trying to move in with number 18, Constantine Gabbard. This one's going to hop out to UVA with one of the number 7s. I believe that's Lila Kim. Now near midfield, Cadillo loses the handle. Michigan coming back with Lucas Castle. As we've ticked under 11 minutes to go in this third period. Going on right behind our game, as you see on field 2 that's taking place. You have the Challenge Cup final featuring Miami and Delaware. Miami getting past Liberty 3-0 in the semifinals, while Delaware was able to defeat James Madison 1-0. And Delaware coming into that one unbeaten, Jack. They beat UPenn 7-0, Drexel 6-0, Pitt 1-0, and then Liberty as well as James Madison by 1-0 counts. Miami, on the other hand, getting to that championship matchup after beating Villanova 5-0, Fairfield 6-0, Messiah 5-0, TCNJ 6-0, and Liberty 3-0. So every game they've won by 3
domination.
or more goals. They have just been a machine in the 2024 NFHL Fall Challenge Cup Finals. And again, if you want to see the results, who's played who, all the info is at your fingertips when you go on to the website, nationalfieldhockeyleague.com. Also download, get that Tourney Machine app, and you can see everything right there in front of you. When you check out the NFHL, just type in NFHL and you'll see all the different results and the brackets in front of you.
Makes it easier for us.
It does, as we try to present the information and details to all of you out there with a little over 9 minutes to go in our third period. Still looking for the game's third corner. We didn't have a single one in the second period. Both UVA and Michigan had one in the opening stanza, and there was one right at the end of the first quarter. If memory serves me right, that was the one by
Michigan. Michigan had it, because they had a chance to capitalize one last time before the half.
Yeah, that was,
or the end of the quarter, whatever it was.
They were right there as the time was running out. But we'll wonder if that does have an effect when they look back at this game, or will it be a moot point that they prevail? and grab the championship. Duke, the winner of this event in 2023 in the fall. And they're right around the net. Looks like Michigan is going to watch UVA get a chance here with a corner with a little over 8 minutes to go in our third quarter.
By the way, in that other game in the Challengers Cup, we are still scoreless between Delaware and Miami, 0-0 with 8 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Again, if you want to check that one out, you can check that one also right here on Cova Sports TV. Also, I've seen people do it. They have this, they split their screen on the computer. You could watch both of them at the same time. It's the NFHL version of Red Zone. Here's the corner opportunity, and we're gonna have a goal. In fact, they're gonna wave it off, it looks like. Nope.
Looks like it's gonna be taken off the board.
It was a beautiful shot from number 54 for the Cavaliers. That's Joaquin Cadillo.
And he's been very active throughout this matchup. And remember his name a year ago for Virginia, in fact, as well. It's a name that rings a bell. We'll see some athletes, some of the standouts, return to these various events when it comes to field hockey that the training center hosts. And from the opposite sideline, looks like Virginia is going to keep Michigan from grabbing possession here and doing damage, although the Wolverines watch it come back out. Now UVA's on the run past the 50. Looking if they can slow them down with Lucas Kossel. And there's a player that's going to take a spill, and it's going to be a corner signal, as that player is Maloney, who hit the turf hard. And we watch our second corner of the period now for Virginia, and this just coming about a minute, minute and a half apart from the one we saw earlier, as that'll be trotting out to start things for UVA number 18. Looks like that is 18. I'm not totally sure if that's an 18 or not. That looks like 18. Yeah, we don't have an 18 on our roster sheet for Virginia, so we apologize about that.
Reset it. But you can definitely see the momentum shifting now. I'd say, in my opinion, Michigan kind of dominated that first half in terms of time of possession, getting time in the circle. Now UVA getting their second corner of the quarter already. We'll see what happens here.
That one getting away from Maloney, back to Mark. Mark tries to smoke one through, but it's going to go above and behind the net. Michigan dodging the game's first goal on that corner opportunity. And looks like there will be a couple subs for Michigan as they race on with some new faces on the field, including Sinead Maloney, number 22. That one getting away from the Wolverines as they tried to send it over to Landon Brimacombe, and just a tad out of his reach. Virginia now working it in from the side. You saw number 19, Taylor Krafik, looking for a possible return to Krafik, as you see the really tough defense from Adele Jones of Michigan. And at the midfield stripe, UVA had Meredith Spolaric. Still scoreless in this championship matchup, going back to what transpired here in 2023 in the event. We talked about Duke winning and putting on a show in this event, and you don't think of a lot of these games being scoreless going into the final period, but Michigan now is trying to see if they can catch.
A whiff by Maloney really led to that.
UVA napping potentially here. That slow, methodical approach, and now we have a player that's down, and with 4:13 to go in our third quarter, this is not a pretty sight, as we could have one of the medical professionals here tend to this individual, as the clock will stop with 4:04 to go. And now, nope, looks like the player got back up, so they were racing on to check on the individual that went down for Virginia, but everything seems to be okay.
On the field very quickly, that CHKD Sports Medicine staff, whether your child is competing as part of a football team, likes to ride a bike, or is on the road to Olympic glory, the multidisciplinary team at the CHKD Sports Medicine program is dedicated to the comprehensive treatment of illness and injury in pediatric and college athletes. CHKD Sports Medicine.
Big thanks to CHKD for being on hand here to tend to those that suffer any injuries. As
Tell you, they had a busy day yesterday. Not only
they sure did
here in field, because you know they had people here for the field hockey game, and then also if you missed it, you can check it out on our YouTube, Cova Sports TV. The Virginia Beach Neptune Bowl was yesterday at the stadium, and lots of injuries in that football game for both sides. A lot of them for Atlantis as well.
Yeah, the Apprentice School winning by a comfortable margin over Atlantis University, the visitors from Miami, Florida, as they did it with a pretty strong rushing attack and a opportunistic defense that was able to come up with a host of turnovers.
Atlantis also, what led to that, did not have nearly as many players as Apprentice School. They had a lot of people playing both ways, and they were just getting banged up, beaten to the dirt, and there's not much they could do about it.
Yeah, short on numbers for sure. The lack of depth hurt them in the second half, as it was a lopsided win for the Apprentice School and Coach Vincent Brown, their second triumph in 3 appearances here at the Sportsplex for the Neptune Bowl. Yeah, not bad. Had the win over Bridgewater, the loss to Randolph-Macon, and they prevail yesterday by a wide margin in that matchup. So good to see some college football here in Virginia Beach, as this is a hotbed for so many great athletes, and we see USA Field Hockey come here, a lot of high school athletes, and then the National Field Hockey League, as we have a little more than 2 minutes to go in this. Unfortunately, we still have the clock showing second period, but it is the third quarter here of this NFHL championship matchup between Michigan and UVA. And still looking for our game's first goal. UVA's had 3 corners to Michigan's 1. Michigan on the move now. Looks like that is Lucas Kossel. Kossel was a tad hesitant, now trying to control the ball with 2 defenders hovering right over top of him. And Virginia's able to ultimately stop his progress and seize possession. Now can they seize control and move it into Michigan territory? I thought they did for a second, and then that one got away from Meredith Spolaric at the last juncture around midfield. Michigan coming back with Brimacombe. Landon trying to find some room to operate, and that one's going to get sent out of play, as we've hit almost a minute exactly left in our third period. And some of the tempo of this matchup has slowed down considerably, Jack, as we watch the end of this quarter. There's not been as many moments of speed. It's sort of calmed down to a crawl in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I'd say both teams have gotten some more confidence coming out of the half. They seem to be more comfortable. They're moving the ball around pretty well. We're not playing as much of that midfield hockey. We're not in between the 30-yard lines right now. We've seen a lot more longer possessions, kind of going into the circle a little bit. You're seeing UVA, definitely, I'd say the momentum has shifted their way. They're getting a lot more opportunities now offensively. You have something?
No, I agree with you. I think that's a good way of putting it, because it felt like Michigan had sort of swung the pendulum in its end in terms of favor, though the scoreboard wouldn't indicate that necessarily since it's still scoreless. But I think you feel better from a UVA perspective than you did maybe for chunks of that second quarter, where you wondered, they get those 2 corners, which is a big deal too, to show that they're getting closer and closer to maybe striking in this matchup. And time's going to run out in this third quarter. We've got 1 more period to go here from the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. It's still scoreless between the Wolverines of Michigan and the Cavaliers from UVA. Will the team that's the school from the home state of Virginia prevail here? Will Michigan bring it home for the Big Ten? Second ACC school in as many years win it? Well, we'll find out here with the fourth quarter coming your way after we hear from One Life Fitness.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
One Life Fitness. Check them out online. You can get your free trial membership today when you go to One Life Fitness, and they're on the web too. by paying them a visit at onelifefitness.com and learn all that they offer, the gym, the health club, everything. They're right here in the heart of Virginia Beach Boulevard, also in Norfolk, all across the 757 and beyond. We've got the fourth quarter coming your way in just a moment, but we're going to also hear now from another one of the sponsors, and that's Dairy Queen. Grill and chill. It's fan food, not fast food.
Pain and Gain, your one-stop shop for all things field hockey. Located in Princess One Shopping Center, Virginia Beach, we carry everything you need on the turf, from black sticks, turf shoes, mouth guards, and much more. Try out your stick before you buy in our synthetic turf area. Pain and Gain. Embrace the pain, enjoy the gain.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
And we're ready now. Fourth quarter has just commenced here in the NFHL Fall Championship for 2024. It is Virginia and Michigan scoreless. Matt Hatfield here with you on the call alongside Jack Lowe, Ethan Simon, our camera operator today, as we bring you this action. As Jack will tell you about the shootout rules in a second if we do go to that. But you just heard from AstroTurf, where these athletes are competing on this awesome surface today.
Absolutely. Since 1965, the AstroTurf brand has been driven by forward-thinking ingenuity. Today, AstroTurf continually improves its system designed to deliver playing surfaces with the most realistic, sport-specific performance, longest-lasting durability, and sound player protection. AstroTurf, which, by the way, I'm sure you've heard, you know, the Sportsplex, the stadium, getting new turf this winter, huh?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool for all the athletes that compete, whether it be football, soccer.
On multiple levels, too, we've seen we have the college football here. Atlantic Shores plays their home games. Virginia Beach United. Yep. And hopefully it'll drive some more attention to the Sportsplex.
And there's also been lacrosse here as well.
And lacrosse, you're right. And college lacrosse.
College lacrosse, too.
Yes.
We've had a ton of great athletic events take
Youth
place
football.
Here. No doubt. Mustangs play here as well. And so many standouts have performed on this surface for the field hockey action that you watch at the training center. And right now it's still scoreless between Michigan and UVA. And this NFHL event, the governing body for USA Collegiate Field Hockey, the National Field Hockey League, and USA Field Hockey has done so many splendid tournaments here. And right now, Michigan, Virginia, still scoreless, Jack. Both teams trying to find some type of edge in the final 12 minutes and change. And right now, Virginia had two corners in the third quarter. They could not get it to pay off with a goal, but Michigan's still looking for their first since the opening frame in this matchup.
Yeah, and it's scoreless right now. We've seen some solid opportunities for both sides. However, nothing capitalizing, and right now it's trending in the direction of overtime or extra time. So there is no overtime. However, there will be shootouts. Very similar to soccer. It'll be best of 5 in the penalty shots if we go there. So obviously watch out for if a team makes 3 shots and saves 2 shots, you know, that'd be a win for them. So we'll get more into it if we get to that point. But right now we're just going through the motions still.
Well, best of 5, and that could mean that both teams go 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5.
Yes.
You play on, it's basically sudden death.
Yes, sudden death. That's exactly, yes. So, and I've been a part of these events where they go on forever. I know we had the soccer middle school semifinals about a month ago now, And I think we went to 9 frames of penalty kicks. It was incredible. So you can see them go on forever. It wouldn't be surprising, especially with how equally these teams have played so far.
That one goes out of play with a little under 12 minutes to go in our 4th quarter. And right now, Michigan trying to gain some momentum. Virginia looking to speed things up again as they get it right by number 8 for the Wolverines and Landon Brimacombe. But once more, Virginia's halted here on that whistle. Now here is Maloney.
If we do see a goal from Virginia in this game, I would not be surprised to see it from him. I mean, he's all over the field.
So Maloney is your pick right now. I think Cadillo could be the one.
Cadillo's been good. He had the almost goal that was waved off earlier, which was a very hard shot, very tough by him.
We have 2 number 4s, by the way, on our roster, so I do want to just read out both of them to you. I'm not sure if that's Danielle Mack, the midfielder, or Maya Maloney, the defender that had possession. My guess is Mack, but I'm not totally positive on that. We do have a couple duplicate numbers, also duplicate 7s for UVA and Kingsley Moore and Lilith Kim. That was basically what was supplied to us. Not playing any blame game, that's what we have, folks. So if we do call out the wrong name on one of those potential plays, be it a goal, we do apologize on that.
That's right.
For you out front. Ashley Kennedy here on the reset from the wing area. That's going to be intercepted by a Michigan defender. And now Michigan's looking to splash this into UVA territory as we see a little splash coming up from the hit off the turf. And as we hit under 10 minutes to go now, Virginia staying under control as they try to get it working with Taylor Krafik into the attacking third. Here's Cadillo. Natalie Holt, but Michigan right there between 2 white shirts. Landon Brimacombe had possession for a brief moment. You see Konstantin Gebhard in the middle of your screen as well. Now for Michigan, Jack, it's hard to pick out just one player. I'll give you 2 that could possibly do it. If I'm looking for a goal, I would not rule out Lucas Kossel, number 20, and also wouldn't rule out Atlanta White, 25. Those are 2 that are possible candidates to possibly break the ice here and get on the board for the Wolverines to avoid being shut out. Neither team to this point has been shut out in this event.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely wild. And now you have the 2 best teams and the 2 best defenses arguably going after each other, and now neither of them can score a goal. It's been very interesting. Neither of these teams have faced really adversity like this yet throughout any of this event, I'd say.
And I think you take a look at what, so there was the 1-1 draw that Michigan had with Penn State. And I think this is something a lot of teams, coaches, even fans get caught up into when you have certain sporting events and you're looking at playoff action. This is a tournament, so it's like playoff hockey here. You think there's a blueprint that's put out for specific teams. Do we have to do what Team A did to Team B? And I don't think that always is applicable to this matchup. So I don't know that Virginia came in thinking, all right, we've got to do exactly what Penn State did. They put the blueprint on. It's not just that simple, cut and dry here. If you approach it that way, you could also find yourself in some trouble because your personnel can be different and the way you play might be different. Whatever sport it could be foot hockey, football, soccer, baseball, basketball, you name it.
Yeah, absolutely. Field hockey, that's another thing that's unique to it. Yeah, you have your star players who dominate, who can dribble through everybody, but it's definitely the definition of a team sport. You're not going to win a game with just one outstanding player. You're going to need a good supporting cast. You're going to need a good goalie. But I like the comment you made about the blueprint because it really just doesn't work that way in field hockey. Arguably, it can work in other sports like football and basketball. For example, a lot of teams, if they ever play, this is just for example, the Chiefs, they kind of laid the blueprint. Don't give Patrick Mahomes the ball late in the game, as that happened with the Bills last week. But for field hockey, yeah, you can try and limit one player, but then that leaves everybody else open. So you got to just do your best to play as a team, work as a team, have the chemistry there, have some good passing, and hopefully get a good opportunity in the circle.
Here's Virginia along the near side. Nice footwork there from number 12 for them, Natalie Holt. We can't forget about her. She's been making some solid plays throughout this match. And a quality field hockey performer for the Cavaliers. And Natalie Holt out of Cortland High School in Spotsylvania.
Yep.
Now Michigan trying to attack here. Two defenders able to stop the progress for Annie Wang, number 26. Wang's got it back though, and we're gonna get a corner for the Wolverines, their first of our fourth quarter with 6.5 minutes.
Is this their first of the half?
To go. It's their first since the first period, absolutely, yes. So with that being the case, we will see how Virginia plays this. Defensively, looks like this will be initiated by Kate Meter, number 16.
Big spot for the Wolverines. You got to capitalize here if you want to win regulation, I think.
This might be your last and only potential shot to win this game. You never know in terms of having a real quality look at a shot on goal.
Absolutely. Let's see.
Helen Schmitter's done a good job for Michigan. The goalkeepers for UVA have been on point too. Michigan trying to make some short area passes. Looking to knife one through, but they couldn't do so as that is from the far post side, and Virginia really clogged up the middle and didn't give them a lot of room to swing it back to the other side. That one's going to just take a hop out of play, trying to get that to Lila Kim. Now Michigan's got it. Back with Annie Wang.
It's going to be a foot, I think, in Virginia's favor, and it is.
Virginia gets it right back, and they make up for that turnover they had a second ago. Can they dig out from their own attacking third? That one's going to deflect off of Wang. Michigan's going to get to it. You can see the stick there of Emma Brandemart. Now racing through for Michigan, it's Konstantin Gebhard.
Went out.
And that going out of play keeps some hope alive for UVA to regain some control.
I like what our man said in the chat box, Al Matai, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. He said, empty the tank, and that could not be more true. If you're one of these two teams, this is the final game of your season. For some seniors, it might be their final time getting to play in this college club. So empty the tank, you gotta leave it all out on the field. And remember, you might not have another chance after this, so leave it all out there on the field and go win yourself a championship potentially.
.418 to go. Michigan and Virginia still scoreless as UVA with Maloney sends it with some power, and that one takes a couple of hops over to the Nando sign. I think it went past the Nando sign.
Out to the soccer fields.
You see some of the soccer athletes.
Also, that's getting new turf too right here. The field's in the back, so that's going to be awesome. This place is going to be looking brand new come the spring of 2025.
3 new turfs. Fake Caffey shouting out Joyce. Thank Faye for tuning in, and all the folks that are watching, whether it be live or archived later here on our Arcova Sports TV YouTube channel. It's the National Field Hockey League championship match. UVA and Michigan. It might take more than regulation time to decide a victory here, Jack.
Yeah, you just really haven't seen enough opportunities for either side. There's been some time in the circle, but you just haven't seen that many shots where it's like, oh my goodness, how did that not go in, you know? UVA is getting a solid opportunity here. We'll see if they do anything with it. And they won't. Right when I say that, it's going to go the other way.
Goes back the other direction. This one really feeling like it's going to take more than the standard time to decide who comes out on top. .240 to go. Michigan's trying to keep Virginia from getting one of those transition plays, as they've been the more patient, balanced type of attack, whereas UVA is looking to get some type of sprint out here. Wolverines have gotten a corner in this period, the only one of our fourth quarter, and now Michigan's trying to swerve through with Lucas Gossel. And that one just a tad off the mark in terms of on target with the feed.
They need a corner? Looks like it.
And then they will get a corner out of it. So yeah, that did not turn out too badly for them.
Again, this is one of those moments. This has the chance to be your final chance, maybe. Only a minute 53 and running on the clock. You might need to score here because we're not sure if you're going to get another chance. In regulation, that is.
So Michigan trying to dial it up as they're running out of time with now 90 seconds to go. Here's the corner for Michigan. They lay it down. Shot from Kossel. Looks like it hit off the goalie's leg area, I think, or the post. But to watch the replay back on that.
Regardless, great save. The UVA dodges another bullet there with just over a minute to play. Let's see if they can get another opportunity or maybe just bleed this clock out.
That one's going to get intercepted by Gebhard. Here's Konstantin Gebhard as it
Good
poked
defense.
away, and Virginia is able to stymie them once more. They get it to the far near sideline with Cadillo. I feel like it was just a little slide tackle maneuver from UVA watching the replay, and that one's going to get poked away. Michigan had it with Hannah Bienkowski. I haven't called Hannah's name out as frequently in this one as I'm sure Michigan would love, as she can still be a hero in the final few seconds. Right now, Virginia's trying to get out from this end to avoid a heartbreaking loss in regulation. That one's going to be a chip that takes a high bounce, hit that a good 40 yards.
Good job getting rid of it. Just at this point, Michigan's had better offensive opportunities in the fourth quarter. You don't want to risk anything. You might as well take the penalty shots.
So no corners for UVA in the fourth period, none for Michigan in the third.
Oh boy,
They were
a couple
scoreless
seconds
in the
left.
second, but that's going to go with triple zeros. And we will be playing beyond the 60 minutes of regulation here from the training center in Virginia Beach. A pretty fitting way to close out this 2024 NFHL championship event. We'll pause for the players to catch their breath before the shootout comes your way here from Virginia Beach. Now this from Chicho's Pizza.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D.
It's the Morning Drive with me, Johnny D.
He's live and he's local. The Morning Drive with Johnny D. Weekdays 6 to 9 on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Happy tastes good, and here is the shootouts. We begin it with Michigan and UVA in the championship, and that one's going to be, looks like a stop there as the Virginia goalkeeper is going to keep Michigan off the board for their first chance. You just heard from Dairy Queen. That $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal sounds good, Jack. We'll let you read about DQ in a second, but here's Virginia's first opportunity as the Cavaliers try to get it dialed up behind number 4. And again, that one's going to get halted, and it's not going to work here for either Mac or Maya Maloney. Not sure which one that is. So both teams empty on their first try. Tell us more about DQ.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats like M&M's, cookie doughs, Reese's, and Oreo fudge brownie. Thanks for being our fans through all these years, and here's so many more. Dairy Queen Lansdowne, fan food, not fast food. And yes, that $7 meal deal, you get yourself a bacon cheeseburger, fries, a drink, and an ice cream, all for just $7. You can't beat it.
That's a heck of a deal there. And that one's going to get sent away, unable to get on the board. As you see the goalkeepers
they're having fun out there.
for the UVA Cavaliers having a darn good time out there. So Michigan's Helen Schmitter comes back in to goal. Virginia's going to try to break this one here. And it's going to be stopped. Good save there, just diving forward. Number 17 could not break it for UVA with Ashley Kennedy, so both teams 0 for 2 on their tries.
I like seeing the sportsmanship with the goalies when they kind of pass by each other to go to the net. They're kind of, giving each other a nice little slap with the stick or whatever, showing respect to each other.
Here's Lucas Kossel. Kossel trying to get Michigan on the board in this extra frame. Swerves from back right to left.
It'll be a goal.
And that's going to be one on the board. Kossel very patient on that attack. Virginia trying to match it. Scooting left and then losing the handle after Michigan put one through. That one not going to work for Meredith Spolaric.
If she keeps that on handle, I think that's a goal. He had that possession, just couldn't get the shot off. Now, if they make this is it, right? Michigan.
Here's number 16 for the Wolverines. Going against the grain, it hits the back of the fence, and it won't go for Kate Meter and the Wolverines. Okay, number 19 saved the day, Taylor Krafik for UVA.
One more frame after this one. So this isn't a must make. It'd be nice to make it.
0 for 3 so far as UVA. She's going to dribble it towards the right, and it got swatted away, but still live, and now it's going to roll out.
Man.
So another possession that ends up going awry. A score here can do it for Michigan. Here's Gebhard. Backs up and then had it booted away. So another empty try as these two teams have been halted time and time again.
Must make for UVA. And look who it is.
Can Mark Maloney save the day for the Cavaliers? Maloney has it booted out. And the hands are celebrated. Michigan wins this championship matchup. They go 1 of 5 in the extra frame with the shootout. UVA doesn't get any on the board. And that concludes a dramatic win for the Wolverines. That one score in the extra frame, courtesy of Lucas Kossel, number 20. And Michigan survives a battle that took more than 60 minutes of this one as they are enjoying it. And they'll be hoisting the championship trophy here in moments. What a matchup we saw here today, Jack.
Yeah, no, and your prediction, you said it with about, I think, 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You said Lucas would do it, and sure enough, he gets the sole goal of the entire shootout from either team. And also was great goalie work from both sides. UVA only gave up one shot there in penalty shots. That's very impressive. Unfortunately, didn't have enough offensively to get it done today.
Both teams had 3 penalty corners in the case of UVA, 1 in the first period, 2 in the third. In the case of Michigan, 1 in the first quarter and 2 in the final stanza of regulation. But now they're about to get that championship trophy and celebrate the Wolverines of Michigan, capping off a undefeated week here at the training center in Virginia Beach as they're able to win this event by doing so with a number of victories. They end up beating good competition throughout the week. Pool D they were in with the likes of Penn State, Alabama, and Temple. And there you see the good sportsmanship being exhibited from both sides here. Virginia, nothing to be ashamed of. They played quite well in this event. But Michigan, your champions here for the National Field Hockey League. And again, thanks to all that make this possible. The city of Virginia Beach, Penn Monto, Harrow, Pain and Gain, embrace the pain, enjoy the game. And our game brought to you today by JPM and John's Tax Services. As Jack, this was a good one, and now they celebrate with the championship trophy. And that's what you work for when you get here to Virginia Beach and you make that long 11+ hour trip.
Yes, it is. Great job by Michigan today. Throughout the entire day, got multiple wins on the day, and then finishing it out against the Cavaliers. You couldn't ask for a better trip, and that 11-hour ride isn't going to be quite as bad as it would have been had they lost there. UVA at 2.5 hours back up to Northern Virginia, and nothing, like you said, nothing to be ashamed of. They played really well throughout this event, and they should have a good ride back as well.
So that will wrap up our coverage. I want to thank our entire team from Chuck Thornton and Nick Senti to our camera operator, Ethan Simon, and my broadcast partner, Jack Lowe. I'm Matthew Hatfield. We thank you for watching. Once again, the final score, Michigan winning it in a shootout over UVA. It was scoreless through regulation, but they get 1 out of the 5 opportunities in the shootout to take this 2024 NFHL championship. So long from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Have a great weekend, everyone.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.